Day 154 of the journey to Pro MMA and bodybuilding. I am officially back in the US, as you can tell by me driving my beautiful, beautiful Challenger. It is a push day. We're gonna be hitting chest, shoulders, and triceps. And I've got my first little batch of meal prep done today. Feeling good. Now is probably a good time to talk with y'all about kind of what the month of July is going to look like, because, you know, that trip, you know, in some ways, not entirely, because I still managed to stay on plan, and I still, you know, I didn't miss any lifting days. Even if I had to double up on certain days, I hit every lift session I was supposed to hit out there. And I stayed on my meal plan that was given to me by my coach. So, you know, it was not a bad few weeks as far as that goes, but it does feel a little bit like there was a bit of a wrench thrown into it, just because obviously I was able to stay dialed in, but not as dialed in as when you're back here on a routine, you know? So I'm glad to be back. And the month of July, let's talk about it. Because the month of July for me is going to be a very extreme month. We are upping cardio to a very intense degree. We are, you know, what is going on? People at this roundabout are not wanting to be smart. You know, we're returning to MMA, obviously, and my rib, at this point, I'm pretty sure it's like 90% recovered. So I'm going to get back into grappling sessions as well, which of course is going to be even more calories being burnt. And of course technique, but right now we're talking about bodybuilding show related. But then on top of that, I'm also going to be, you know, aiming for hitting maybe 15,000 steps a day, you know, 13 to 15,000 steps a day, but also doing like an hour to an hour and a half of extra cardio every day. And we're keeping food intake pretty much the same. So, you know, I hear a lot of mixed opinions on how natty competitors should look, you know, depending on how far out they are. Because being natty, it really is significantly different in prep. And again, I'm speaking right now just from what I've researched myself and what I've heard other people say, not from my own experience. I don't want this to sound like I am speaking as an authority on this, because I'm not. But as a natural competitor, the majority of the real significant difference that I'm going to see in my body is going to be in the final few weeks of prep. And it's going to have to be very precise. And so I'm trying to remember that. But then of course I have other guys who are coaches or competitors saying like, yeah, you're not where you need to be at 4.5, 5 weeks out. So it's all over the place. But the only voice that I am choosing to listen to is my coach. And we will be making a decision about 2.5 weeks-ish from now, 2 weeks, a little under 2.5 weeks from now, on whether or not we are going to stick with the August 1st show, or if we're going to push it out to August 15th or the August 22nd show, or whatever it might end up being. We are still aiming to lose 2.5 to 3 pounds a week. That has not changed. Had a guy on Instagram today being like, bro really thinks he's going to lose 2.5 pounds a week. That shows how little he knows. I've lost 2.5 pounds a week since May 1st. So, you know, the proof is in the results, and we are getting results. It's just that at this weight, you know, we had predicted maybe I'd be 185 on stage, but it's looking like probably it's going to be less than that. So we'll just have to see. You know, it's just how it goes. But ultimately, regardless of what happens, it's like I keep saying, this prep season is going to end in a show regardless. And as much as I would really love for it to be August 1st, that would work out the best for me as far as timing, as far as other plans go, as far as et cetera, it would work the best for me. It does not have to be that date. So yeah, we're going to stay super locked in. We're staying dialed in. I am only eating, I've set it up with my coach. The meal plan is going to be more simple than what it has been. In the past, on this prep, I've had shrimp and fish and, you know, some types of pasta and some sorts of blah, 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 all this stuff available. But it is going to be very strictly chicken and rice and then beef and potatoes. For breakfast, we're still going to do oats and egg whites, that sort of thing, kind of what we've been doing. And I think we're still going to have some like fruit and protein shakes. But in general, it's going to be a much simpler type of meal schedule than what I've been doing. It was already not terribly complicated, but it's even less complicated now. We're also going to be doing a lot more posing practice. You know, I'm going to be holding vacuum holds for, you know, extended periods of time. I'm going to be going through my routine in slow motion. I'm going to be doing all the mandatories and getting to the point where I'm holding each mandatory for, I think it's like 30 seconds a piece, things like that. It's a lot more work than you might think. I certainly didn't know about it until I started, you know, having these posing sessions with my coach. But yeah, so anyway, today we are up in Nashville and we are going to be lifting at Gold's Gym. And I still do not have, I haven't gotten back home. We go home here in a couple days. We're staying with a friend up here. So I still do not have my magnetic tripod, so the angle still might be weird. I apologize. But as I keep saying, regardless of what anyone might think, this is not about the content. This is about the journey and the destination at the end of the journey. So let's get in there. Let's get after it. Let's get a pump. Now let's just stick with the program.
So then you have the candy that gets
that'll do it for today. I've still got more cardio to do throughout the day. I'm going to be coming back again tonight to do some more work on the treadmill. We're still up in Nashville. We'll be up here until, I think it's Friday. So there won't be MMA until either the end of this week or the start of next. But that will also, of course, make up a decent chunk of cardio. I saw a random guy make a video about me, and one of the things that he said was, he was like, brother, if you think that doing the cardio, because when I mentioned cardio, I showed a clip of me on the treadmill. If you think that doing bodybuilding style cardio is going to help you with MMA, you've got another thing coming. Thanks, Sherlock. Genius. It's almost like I'm training both, and I'm doing things that are going to help with both. It really is funny. People's brains just stop working whenever their ego kicks in. But I do both. I do high intensity interval training at MMA to work on fast twitch muscles. And I do slow burning cardio by walking, by hitting 10,000 plus steps a day, usually like 15,000 steps a day. Right? Because if you want fat loss, you want calorie burning, it's a great way to do it. Anyway, I'm going to go get some protein in, probably have one of my meals when I get back. Then I've got to get some work done, and then we'll be back for some more cardio. Appreciate you guys watching. Couple bits of big news coming soon, I think. So just stay tuned. If you're not already subscribed, do it. See you guys tomorrow.